welcome to the Swift Half, your weekly session of chat from the UKOCR and adventure running scene. Each week, pub landlord Alan and our favourite regular Ian discuss races, runners and anything else that comes to mind. So pull up a pew, pour yourself a drink and join us for the Swift Half.
You're listening to the 12th most popular podcast for people who know that laughter is the best medicine. And unless you need antibiotics, then obviously that would be the best medicine.
Ian, my friend, it's that time of the week. Come on into the Swift Half. How are you?
I'm good, Alan. How are you on this first day of December?
Oh, yeah, it is, isn't it? First day of December. I'm absolutely brilliant. I'm buzzing this week because the website launches today. Now, depending on what time you listen to this, depends on what time the website launches. Because all I know is it launches today, Ian. So you might listen to this. So you might listen to this in the morning. It might not be live yet. But yeah, UKOCR.com launches. Exciting times. Got some great content coming. Already got a couple of little things on there. But we'll have a lot more content coming in the future. And it's a one-stop shop. It's going to be a one-stop shop, Ian, for everything. With links to everything we can get. Oh yeah, I'm happy with it. I'm pleased with it, Ian.
We give a quick shout out to Hannah Burgeon, by the way, because as we're recording this, you just posted a quick one saying, does anyone have any blogs? And she went away and wrote one in a matter of a couple of hours, ready to go live.
And gave me pictures and everything in. It's amazing. It was just like so instant, just copy and paste it into there. And yeah, what is hybrid racing? That's going to be that's our first article on the new website.
Amazing. I'm still trying to work out ChatGPT out, and once I figure that out, Alan, I'll get you your blogs.
There's another one called Writer as well. You say you don't want to pay for ChatGPT, you can just use Writer. Another one there for you. So
I don't think I pay for it. I don't know. I've not figured it out yet. Maybe you do. Maybe it's stealing all my data.
It's all AI. That's all it is.
All IA. Yeah, that's the backwards version. It gets less intelligent.
That's the one, yeah. That's what I usually write. That's what my blogs are always like. What are you drinking? Let's get on some serious discussions here. What are you drinking tonight?
Tonight, I am on black cherry and raspberry Rubicon. It's only 13 calories because I need to drop some weight so I can put it all back on in this festive season.
Hey, that's a good point, actually. Do you still weigh yourself over the festive season, or do you just like finish on 20th and go back on 1st of January?
Honestly, I don't think I've weighed myself for like 5-6 years. I just look in a mirror, get depressed, and then look in my fridge.
I need to start losing weight again. Before I tell you what I'm drinking, I bought a new running vest the other day. Montaigne had an amazing deal on running vests. But it's one of these really tight-fitting ones, really lightweight, so you can just slip it on, put your stuff in, go running, instead of carrying heavier ones. And I bought a large. I'm a large. I've always been a large in everything. I can't remember any other time apart from when 15 years ago when I was 22 stone and that was anything bigger. And it's too tight for me. I've got to return it, and they don't do a bigger size. I'm gutted.
Please tell me it was a medium, though.
Well, I don't know. It says large on it. It's no way is it a large. It feels like a small. So I am going to measure it and see, but it's super tight. And I felt like one of them muscly blokes. When you put it on and it just like it hugs you, and it actually sucked my stomach in. Like I got a 6-pack. That's how tight it was.
And we all know, but you've already made your way through the 6-pack, courtesy of B.
That's it, courtesy of B. 6-pack. Bad news. I've got no beer left anyway. Guess what I'm on tonight, Ian?
What you on?
A cup of tea. A cup of Earl Grey tea.
A cup of tea. Listeners, long-term listeners to the show, you might know this story, but new listeners, at one point, this was going to be called The Quick Brew with Ian and Alan.
Yeah, it was. The Quick Brew.
And for whatever reason, probably because drinking beer sounded like such a cool idea in 2020, particularly when, what was it, 2021?
2021 when you start. Yeah, 2021.
2021, when you couldn't really hang out with many people, drinking a beer with a buddy sounded like a great idea. And yeah, we just moved on from there.
Yeah. But now I've reverted back to tea. And Earl Grey at that as well. Not any other tea. I'm on Earl Grey tea as well.
Have you got your pinky out?
I did, yeah. When I just picked it up just then, I did have my pinky out, but I didn't want to do it so like you can see it. The listeners can't see it because we're recording on I would say oral. That's oral's in like mouth, isn't it? Yeah, we're doing mouth and they're listening. Yeah, well, anyway.
It's audio. It's audio only.
Audio. Yeah.
Why does it say
nice,
P? Your cup says P, by the way.
P for Paula.
Oh, that makes sense. Okay.
Not my cup. It's not my tea. It's not my cup.
Not you. Not you. Wait, it's not your tea. Have you stolen Paula's drink?
I have actually. Yeah. She came in, made one, and I went, "I'll have that." And I walked off with it.
Oh dear. Right. Before you get a thick ear, should we chat about some news?
Let's chat about some news. Can we go to the Boss AGM that just happened this last week?
You can, and you actually did. I couldn't attend. I was traveling home, but you did attend.
You don't know what you missed, Ian. I'm going to be really honest and say, and I've actually told Boss this as well, British Sports this. It went a little bit too long for me, Ian. I expect to be 2 hours. I believe there was 180 slides. It went on for nearly 3 hours. I had to duck out at 2.5 hours. I had to go and pick my son up from his first ever Christmas party, works Christmas party. So I had to go and nip out and pick him up. I've mentioned to James that maybe next year they do. This is your suggestion because I mentioned this to you afterwards to do some type of pack rather than have all the slides and the awards and everything else. Great to celebrate success, and there were a lot of success celebrated. They've come a long, long way, and I actually like that part of it. But there was a lot of administration stuff that maybe could have been in a pack, if that makes sense.
That does make sense. And I guess a virtual AGM is always a hard sell. I've been to a few AGMs in person, and it's a lot easier when you're all sat there in a room because jokes flow, believe it or not. And there's just tends to be a more relaxed atmosphere. The host usually puts on nice sandwiches, so you're eating sandwiches anyway.
Yeah, it did surprise me that there weren't as many people on it as I expected. So I think at one stage, I saw 50 or 60 people on it, but I was expecting hundreds of people. Does that make sense?
But on the other hand, it is a procedural thing. If it had been combined with, I don't know, a training course or something else, I think you would have got more people there. When I was part of the British American Football Coaches Association, we always had our AGM as part of the coaching conference, and everyone was already there and attending, and the AGM tended to get quite a few people there. I think the other thing, Alan, is in-person AGMs, you tend to vote there and then. So if there are contested positions, that really does drive up the numbers who attend.
Thought come to me, idea. How good would it be if there was a whole day of something? So, for instance, maybe a race in the morning, an AGM, and a bit of a, I won't say seminar, but a bit of a speeches from certain athletes, and maybe even some stands like Kit Bricks, Dry Robe, and that rock up, and then followed by the UKOCR awards in an evening. How good would that be?
That would be really, really good. You'd have to have a venue that could put on the race. Maybe you do it like an indoor thing. If you could find a venue for like a short course, dare I say like an 80 meters or something like that. Or saying that, Forders Gym, the 3K, do they have enough room inside dry? I don't know. You'd probably have to look at that. If you did it in summer, it wouldn't matter. It'd be nice and warm and outside.
Yeah. Have they got the facilities though to put on an evening do with a meal and things like that? Well, they outside caterers coming in, and you have awards actually in the gym. That would work.
Yeah, that would work. Or you could have a barbecue or something similar. They have a few marquees, so you probably could do something. How many people you'd get in? I'm not sure. You might have to go over multiple marquees. But saying that, there's probably plenty of other venues. That just came to mind because we recently had a boss event there, so it just came to mind.
Yeah. I think it's potentially an idea, maybe something to launch for next year. An idea to float with British obstacle sports and see if we could have a a national running show, like a national OCR show. I would love that.
That would be good. One thing I was disappointed with to some degree was the number of voters who participated, because I did vote. I got chased up by the delightful Michelle Carney, but I did vote and got my vote in. But outside of me, you, and the intern who also voted, there was only 208 other people, which is only, Alan, that's only 7 more than voted in the 2021, where there was 201 voters. But the number of eligible members has gone up, well, almost 3 times since then.
That's interesting that not as many people voted. That feels strange. Do you think, I've been members of quite a lot of things. I'm a member of my local running club, but I don't vote at their AGM. Do you think it's a case of that people, they don't want to vote? They just see, oh, well, I don't need to vote. I'm happy with everything. So they let it run. Because like I say, I don't vote at my running club, but I voted for British Obstacle Sport on British Obstacle Sports.
Could be. It may have been a case of there was nothing to really vote for. Well, you could vote for a no for someone, but there wasn't a contest. All of it was re-elect this person, yes or no, agree to the minutes, yes or no. So people possibly didn't see the need to vote, which is a terrible shame.
Yeah. If anyone wants to go back and listen to it, by the way, Ian, and look at what's happened, it's all on YouTube. The best part is 2 hours and 28 minutes into it, by the way.
2 hours and 28 minutes into it. Okay.
Yeah, that's when I make my appearance. And then, after that, you can switch off again if you want. No, you can't. Then people can actually listen to it. But if I was going to say, if you're not really interested in all the administration stuff, people click to 2.5 hours into it and then listen from that part onwards. It's a little bit more, people tell you third parties and then the questions and answers.
Thinking about it, Alan, just thinking out loud here, I do wonder whether they should separate out, because I'm thinking of our company. What our PLC company does is they have what we call a presentation to the shareholders, which tells progress and all that. And that's held on a separate day to the AGM. So rather than one big long thing, you end up with 2 hour and a half things, which you can easily go through.
That'd sound much better to me. Maybe get more interested in that then.
Yeah, so you have the AGM. They happen, I want to say 2 weeks apart. So they still happen around the same time, but by doing it that way, it's not as big a time commitment for people.
Yeah, I like that. And maybe Christmas as well. Everyone's going to Christmas parties, aren't they? That's another thing, you know what I mean? It's people have started the Christmas parties. I know we're still in November, but everyone seems to be going on Christmas parties at the minute.
You're still time traveling, Alan. We've said it's the 1st of December, get with a programme.
Oh, sorry. Going behind the scenes again, I'm letting it out of the bag, aren't I, when we record? Sorry, Ian.
No, you're not. It's 1st of December. Merry Christmas to all.
Merry
and
Christmas,
to all a
everyone.
good night. Right. So, other than that, I think we should probably cover in terms of the voting, everyone got re-elected with the exception of Laura Bakersfield, who actually got elected. So James is back, Shedder is back, Honor is back, Ali Hayes back, Beth Lodge is back, Henry Cookie is back, Becky Neal is back, Dave Peters is back. The accounts were approved unanimously. That was the only unanimous vote. Everything else was one or two others. And the minutes were pretty much unanimously approved as well. That was of the EGM, which was to just change something. Me and you, Alan, still need to talk about the potential for putting in a motion for this free vote on what we do about pentathlon, but we'll chat offline and see about getting that. But we've been incredibly busy, haven't we?
We have. We've been very busy. They actually touched on that, Ian, by the way, in there, that they said that there is currently 3 options. So anyone who didn't go, I know we have quite a lot of listeners, so they might be interested. It's going to be 3 options now. Basically, British Obstacle Sports and Pentathlon GB will operate completely independent. However, there will be only one of them will get the vote at UIPM on world things. Or they could, I'm not going to say merge, but they could join together to create their own, national governing body, and then go there. Or there could be a completely separate entity created that speaks to UIPM. So those are the three options on the table. None's done at the minute. Nothing's done and dusted. One thing I want to say is Sean Wilde was made a lifetime member of British Obstacle, the first ever lifetime member. So it's like a bit of an honour for him with what he's done and everything else.
Well, Alan, we just lost out at £10 a year in terms of membership fees there. Or has he got to pay up front?
15. Well, I hope he's going to pay up front. I hope he's still got to pay.
Oh dear, we're mean people. We should say while we're talking about Boss, let's get through some of the Boss news. It is the last call for the Ultimate Season Pass. So if you renew your membership for 2 years, you get 2 tickets, or a valid membership that expires in 2025 is 1 ticket. Referring a new member to British Obstacle Sports is 1 ticket. It closes this Saturday, the 2nd of December at 23:59 p.m. So make sure you're in by then.
Yes, get in there. Join it. Everyone should join it. I'm going to keep joining it again. I think mine runs out in February, I think
it does. So yeah, do that. Also, we should mention as well that there is a technical course coming up shortly. Level 2 Technical Officials course, January 4th, 2024, which is available to book now. And there's going to be a level 1 to OCR coach course of Q1 2024, and you can email to enroll. So you can go and do that. And that's all part of the member newsletter, number 13, which is probably in your inbox now or your spam folder.
Yeah, I like it, mate. I like it. They've also announced the Scottish OCR series. Ian, you've seen that?
I have seen that. The Scottish OCR series is live, and it starts just over a month away.
At McTuff. But I think McTuff's got to be the toughest race now in the UK in terms of conditions, weather conditions.
It's without question the toughest in terms of, like, say, the weather conditions, finding a route on the course, that kind of thing. I'm sorry, McTuff, I couldn't resist. But yeah, it is one of the toughest races. It's again at Knockhill Racing Circuit, near Dunfermline in Fife in Scotland. And it's still a mass start at 11 a.m.
Definitely. And then they've got Tartan Warrior, which I like to see them because it's another crossover onto the UKOCR series. Tartan Warrior, March 24th, they've announced that one.
They have indeed. And I think those two are the only races announced at the moment, but more will be announced shortly. We should say that at the moment, tickets for McTuff are 50 quid for 7K, 60 quid for 15K, and 65 for 21K. I'm not too sure which of them's in the Scottish series. So if one of the Scottish series people want to get in touch and let us know, we'll announce that on next show.
Definitely. Talking about events, crossovers and that, the UKOCR series, we announced 2 new events this weekend, Ian. Did you see that this week?
We did indeed, Alan. Do you want to tell the listeners which ones they are?
We have, yeah. So we have got on the 27th of April, we have got Born Survivor, new to the series. Up and coming race, chip timed, everything that we asked for, which is absolutely amazing. And then I ain't got the date on, but in August, we are going to Spartan. I have written the date down somewhere, but I haven't got it at the moment. We're going to Spartan for the Spartan Sprint, which is another crossover event, Ian, because this is in line with the Spartan series, which you talked about last week.
We did indeed. I want to say off the top of my head, I think that's around the 18th of August, because I'm fairly sure it crosses over with, is it the badminton race?
It is the badminton race, yes. Yes.
That tends to be the 18th of August. Let me just see if we can quickly find out, because our good friend Graham Wells sent us details.
11th. August 11th.
August the 11th, not the 18th, but close enough.
Yeah. If the 18th, you'd have missed it, Ian.
Or I'd win it.
Oh, you'd win it. Because you'd be the only one there. So to go through the dates, March 24th, Tartan Warrior, April 27th, Born Survivor, May 12th, Nuclear Races, June 29th, British OCR Championships, August 11th, Spartan Race, Sprint Southwest.
It sounds like a good series, and there's still a few more things to be announced.
We are, yes. We're open to got 3 more. We'll look 3 more. We're in talks with them, so watch this space.
Oh, and just going back to the website for 1 second, if any listeners want to get involved and do any blogs, any reviews, any reports, by all means, get in touch. And any content you wish to supply, we'll happily bob it on. Sadly, the pay is around the same that we're paying the Who's Hot crew, which is bring your own pay.
Yeah.
Basically, bring your own pay. But you can promote anything you want to in the scope of your blog, although don't make your blog completely about promotions. Is that about right, Alan?
Absolutely spot on. Happy when they see the website go live, they'll see exactly how people can promote. Because Anna's done it on hers, which is absolutely perfect. Everyone will have a bottom of the thing and bottom of the blog with what they can do to promote stuff. Quickly, before we've got a guest going to come in a minute, Ian. So before we let the guest in, can we quickly just touch on the OCR awards that get launched this weekend as well?
We can indeed, Alan. Again, I'm going to let you take this.
So, as everyone knows, this will be our 3rd year now for the UKOCR awards. This year, we're going to have the awards at Mulberry House in something on Green Essex, just outside Nuclear Racers venue, very close to Brentwood in Essex. The reason why we're having it there is for a couple of reasons, but the first one is that we're going to put a 3K race on at Nuclear Racers. So Nuclear Racers are going to put a 3K race on for us throughout the day. And then we're going to have the fun and shenanigans in the evening. So tickets will go on sale. The first 50 tickets will go on sale to the public as of this weekend. So as you listen to this, if they're not live on our website now, they will be very shortly. They are £60. Okay. So the feedback last year, and I don't know if you remember, we went out and we asked what people wanted. They also said that the price was about right, which was £60 last year. However, they wanted probably a better choice of food and a better venue. Am I right in saying that?
I think people didn't like the wedding style that we had to do, which was your choice was meat or vegetables.
Yeah. So we've got a little bit different choice. So we have got to go with a set starter and a set sweet. Okay, so everyone gets the same starter, set sweet. And I'll tell you what it is now. I don't mind telling people it's a pate starter and it's a lemon cheesecake sweet with sorbet and something else, some sorbet and meringue, I think. But we have organised with them, so there will be a choice of main course. We've got 2 main courses, or the vegetarian stroke vegan option as well. So the 2 main courses, I think one we've gone with chicken. Everyone likes a bit of chicken, Ian. I'll be straight out. I thought chicken, and then we've gone fish, salmon. So we've gone a bit more upper class, I think.
We have. It sounds like we're on an airline here. Chicken or fish?
Chicken or fish, yeah. But then we've got the disco and everything else that we're going to have. We've got loads of stuff to give away, loads of prizes. Tickets will be all on sale. First 50 tickets will be gone. Looking for people to sponsor the awards again, Ian. So if you know anyone out there, let us know. It's only £50 to sponsor an award. You do get your name on it. You do get your name on all our websites and stuff like that. And on the back of it, you will get to give the award away on the night, because we're not giving everything away, are we?
I was going to say, have we employed any better hosts yet, or is that still where the budget can't find any space?
Yeah, that's where the budget stops here. That the budget is me. And to give even better news, Ian, you've got to book your own hotel room as well.
I've got to book my own hotel room.
Again.
Right, I need to speak to HR.
I need to speak to HR as well, because I'm having to book my own hotel room as well.
Could we perhaps clarify that nuclear event is not included in the 60 quid? You will have to pay separately for that?
Yeah, nuclear are putting it on because everyone wanted a race to be put on. You know, everyone said they would love to have a race put on the same day. The ones who are going to be travelling, Nuclear have I've been speaking to Nuclear. They kindly volunteered. I twisted Sam's and James's arms up the back. This is their baby. The race is their baby. We're going to help promote it and try and get as many people as we can. And they're doing it as a little bit of a favour to put it on the same date as the awards. It's nothing they've done before. I'm hoping they're going to make it a bit different, maybe throw in a few functional fitness exercises. I've given them a free rein. I've just said, whatever you want to do, whatever you feel you want to do it, let's do it.
That sounds like a great idea, Al. Any chance of bringing back space hoppers, do we know?
I'm hoping so. If Sam's listening to this, we want space hoppers. Maybe everyone else is going, no, don't bring them back. So, yeah,
Oh dear.
it's going to be
Oh
great
dear.
fun. Shall we let our guest in? Kerry Eccles, welcome to the Swift App. I almost said UKOCR podcast, and welcome to the Swift App podcast. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. Yourself?
Well, I'm good. I don't know about Ian, because we brought you on because I want to talk to you about dragging Ian around High Rocks at the weekend.
Tracking. It wasn't so bad, was it, Ian?
You did a lot of work, to be fair. We have video evidence of me taking it easy on the side of the sled pull. But there wasn't a single fence I didn't lean up against at some point on the weekend, Alan.
Are we going to call you Farmer Ian now? Was it like one of them? Only the Summer Wine? What was the program that was filming on first? Last the Summer Wine. You was like Compo, just leant against the fence, weren't you?
Yes.
Oh God! Don't start that. But no, Kerry was a fantastic partner. I'm not sure if she'll say the same thing about me, which is kind of why we brought her on the show, wasn't it, Alan? You wanted to find out more about her race and what you got to prepare yourself for in time.
Yeah. Come January, I want to know what I'm letting myself in for here, Kerry. So let's talk about race. Pace in the run. How fast was it?
We didn't run too fast, but I don't know Ian's normal running pace. I spoke to Tom. Obviously, we've got the same coach, so I spoke to Tom Hogan before and I said, "What's his running pace?" And he said to me around 5:30 to 6 minutes a kilometre, and I was like, "Okay, I can work with that." I think we worked pretty well. So I kind of like ran just in front of Ian and kept checking behind, or he was running to the side of me, and I was like, "Are we okay? How do you feel?" And we just kept communicating really through the runs.
Cool. So I've got to slow down a bit on running pace, which is good for me. Yeah, I liked a little bit of slower running pace. Ski erg, what was it like on this ski erg? Because I'm quite tall, so I'm quite fast on ski erg.
Okay, so I went first. I think we did roughly 500 each. Ian, is that correct?
Yeah, I think we went 2 minutes. You did 2 minutes,
yeah.
And you're very close to 500 if you didn't cross it. I think that maybe I did 5 or 5 or something like that. By the time my 2 minutes was up, there was just no point in switching over, was there?
Yeah.
So I just finished it.
I think there was like 50 meters left in it, so you just continued and finished that. So that went pretty smoothly, and then we ran out back on to the track, did that next lap, and then came in onto the sled push, which we ended up in a good lane. So we ended up in the very first lane, and surprisingly,
So were you leading? Were you leading at this point?
No, we weren't leading, but that lane was empty, so we managed to get quite a good lane rather than one of the last ones.
I was going to say, I think for the sled push, we were in the middle. I think it was pull we were at the end. I think in the push, we were in a middle lane.
Yeah, sorry, you're correct. Yeah, that's correct. Sleds were moving lovely. There was no issues there whatsoever. So we literally did half a length switch, half a length switch. So there was we tried to like stop the lactate flooding in, which worked quite well, I think.
I think
now, you didn't do pro weights. You didn't do pro weights though, did you? So what's Ian going to be like with a bit more weight?
So I did. He should be okay. I did men's weights, obviously. So I think he'll be fine.
Oh, confidence! This is Ian. Confidence. I'm feeling confident now. If you're going to be all right on sled push and pull.
I know what's coming next, but anyway, let's carry on. Let's chat about the pull. On the pull, we got the far lane. Thanks, Danny, for this. Dan is one of our avid listeners, Alan. This is Daniel Forder, who has bought patches. He's one of the people who bought fitness racing patches, so we love him. He's got a fantastic beard. People sometimes mistake him for grumpy, but he put us in the first lane, and I always have an issue with the first lane because the carpet's not great. But Carrie, how do you think we went?
I think we did okay, actually. Again, sled moved nice. We were using the walk back technique until the sled got close enough to do arm over arm. We did a whole length each and then switched. Yeah, I think that went pretty well. You finished off my last length just because I was feeling it a bit. After you'd had your nice break leaning up against the barrier. But yeah, no, it went well.
So what comes after that? Now, this is where I always get lost, me. Is it next up farmer's carry?
I wish. Next up is burpees.
Burpee broad jumps. So this is what you should be good at, Ian, being a little bit smaller than me. You get down faster, you get up faster. You know, you should be quite good at this. How did you do on this one for McKay?
We had a good, I think it was roughly worked out that we did 5 to 6 burpees each and then switched. So, and we were communicating throughout that, saying, are we okay? How many more can we do? That system seemed to work quite well, keeping that communication so that we could continue at a consistent pace all the way through.
Nice one. I'm feeling confident now, Ian. My confidence has been boosted here. I'm now getting right into it. Please don't smash it in any way, shape, or form here, Kerry. Yeah,
Can't blame me.
Farmer's carry.
Well, we had Barrow before that, Alan. We're gonna be snookered in this event if you don't get the actual workout stations right. We're gonna have so many penalties, but it's row next.
Row next. Oh, so you should be quite easy on row. You're confident at row. Was he good on row, or was he leaning against Spence again all the time?
No, he was good on row. I went first. I think we did 500 each, did we, Ian?
Yeah, I think I took over just before 500 because I think initially you were running quite fast and we were set in 7.
Yeah, so we had it set higher than I normally would row at. So yeah, I think I got to about 450 and then we switched. But yeah, no, that was pretty easy. I went first, Ian went second, and then obviously on to the next run. It's pretty straightforward station, that one.
And then, Alan, it's your farmer's carry. We've finally arrived at farmer's carry, which I presume you think is going to be make or break.
Well, I'm confident on this because I'm quite confident on farmer's carry. I thought I'd done it all in one go until I realised there was an extra lane at Manchester when we did it. So I'm quite confident with farmer's carry myself. So I'm happy to carry you on this if need be. But did he do well on farmer's carry, Kerry?
Ian actually did majority of the farmer's carry.
Oh, I'm liking this now.
And yeah, he was quite strong on the farmer's carry.
Cool.
I would like to point out that statistically, the farmer's carry was our second best station. The other one that we were better at, Alan, in terms of where we placed, was, believe it or not, the sled pull. And actually rock zone time. Our rock zone time was the best station we had was rock zone. But yeah, the only problem with the farmer's carry is that Kerry gave me a little bit of a rest. So I did 4 lengths and then dropped them. I was going to go again, but Kerry stole them and went for a few lengths and then put them down. But the problem was I was then fine. So I picked them up and started to run, looked around as I was getting up to the exit, where it's the timing map, and Kerry was behind me, leaning up against the fence. Yeah, I
was trying to keep up with you.
I love people taking after me, but there's a time and a place.
She was doing your trick then, just waiting for her. I like it.
She wasn't leaning, but I had carelessly forgot that after you do the farmer's carry, the last thing you want to do is run.
Yeah, it is. And you were off. So the Nemesis is next. This is the one that, we have both gone out on. So I don't know if you know this, Kerry, but this is the one that got me when I did my pro event. I think I did 4 lunges and that was it. I was done. There was no more lunges coming any way, shape or form from me. I was even trying to do them one-legged and using one hand on it and holding the sandbag one-handed. So lunges here. Ian, did you do them all?
I didn't.
No. Kerry, how did he do?
Okay, so I think this one was one Ian was dreading the whole time, and he was anticipating it on the run prior to getting into that station. Ian actually picked up the sandbag first and started off. Did a few and then started struggling, so I took over. And I think we got to the end. Yeah, we got to the end of that lane, and then obviously started again. Got halfway up the other one, and then we switched. I think we changed every half to try and make it as even as possible. But I had to keep encouraging him. Come on, Ian, one more, keep going. Which I think he worked well with. He needed a little bit of encouragement at times.
I needed more than a bit of encouragement, but yeah, I think what we did is I did the first half of the first lane. I think then you did practically a whole lane because you did it, and then we started swapping every halfway. So you did do more of these than me.
I did. I got a nice bruise on my knee to prove it.
Yeah, sorry about that. But Alan, in pure Swift half fashion, we can always mess things up. I managed to twist my wrist a little bit doing this exercise because I'm so used to swapping with the intern or with Mike Nolan on the doubles. And Mike Nolan and the intern are about the same height, which is only about an inch or two shorter than me. And it's quite easy. Carrie is a little bit of different height.
I'm about 5'4".
I hadn't anticipated that. Yeah, I hadn't anticipated that. So when it came for Carrie to pass it over to me, disaster struck when I was trying to swing it on, and I sprained my wrist. I will say though, Alan, if we can tag in Carrie for the lunges, Carrie, what are you doing in Manchester? If you can just hang around the
I'm
lunges.
actually racing in Manchester, funny enough.
Perfect. I presume you're racing on the Sunday. What are you doing on Saturday?
I will be doing. I'm not sure. I'll be doing a mixed. I haven't even had a look at. I've only just found out that I'll be doing it because I'm filling in for somebody else at the gym. So yeah.
So what we need is we need some stilts for her. Yeah, a UKHXR top, and we need to cut her hair short, and she can just take over from me on lunges.
Perfect, because Carrie is superb on the lunges. Perfect technique. You know the technique we talk about, which is knee under your hip, not reaching forward too much, just going down and then up. Carrie's got it down pat, and you wouldn't believe that was a heavier weight to what she did last time she was doing it. It was just a thing of beauty watching Carrie do the lunges.
Thank you, guys.
Well, awesome. I need to take some tips. And then final challenge, wall balls. Did he, with his broken wrist that he's got, because I'm sure he had it all bandaged up by now and was crying about the broken wrist. Did he get to do 1 or 2? Did you do 98 or 99?
Doing about 80 of the wall balls. Ian struggled a little bit quite a bit on this one. No rep either through depth, not squatting low enough, or a no rep for not hitting the target. Although there was the occasional rep, it just wasn't consistent enough.
An occasional rep.
Yeah, I did, and I've judged wall balls as well as a head judge. So I was like, "Oh, come on, Ian, just give me 5, please, just to give me a bit of a rest." And then the poor volunteer wasn't shouting out the reps we were on, and so it was frustrating us. And we were like, "Can you shout the number out, please?" And then she started again, and we were like, "Thank you." But yeah, it was eventful, wasn't it, Ian?
Yeah, it was. In fairness, I do not upset that any of mine were not below parallel. I think my depth was fine. The problem was my aim was as good as a stormtrooper.
So, how many wall balls did you attempt? So you hit 20. You got 20 reps. How many did you actually attempt?
I think I hit 25. I'm going to say 25 because I did a perfect 10 to start with. Well, perfect 11-ish. Well, 10 out of 11 initially. I then
video somewhere.
Yeah, I'm fairly sure after that I did at least 3 sets of 5-ish. Unfortunately, I'm fairly sure to get to them 3 sets of 5, I must have done at least another 10 to 15 squats at least. like I say, if Luke Skywalker was on the top of that wall ball, he wouldn't have been hit once. He really, meanwhile, Carrie, when she was doing hers, she probably could have gone unbroken if she wanted to. But I felt for Carrie because it's frustrating because you're right there, you're right at the end, and when you can do something and your partner can't, it's frustrating. And I will say that our judge was very much on the stickler for the rules, which we do like, but there was a fair few of mine that brushed against the top, which she just didn't give, which was a little bit mean. And I think she might have been a bit scared of Carrie because, Carrie asked her nicely to speak up a little bit. But to be fair, we needed it because we weren't sure what reps we were on. At one point, I thought she said 99, and unfortunately, she said 9.
Oh, that's 99 and 9. I can actually believe that you actually had 99 attempts to get 90, and I do actually think that's about right.
But again, watching Carrie is someone we should watch when we're practicing our wall balls because it was just great repetition, hitting the target consistently. And definitely watch that video. Don't watch my video. I'm thinking, Alan, we should bring our own judge. They do have a volunteer issue. So if we can reach out to a member of the UKOCR community who wants to judge our wall balls.
Ian, you know what's going to happen, don't you? Because of who you are, people are just going to want to no rep you anyway. People are going to, because you slate everyone's no reps at some point or other. You get kudos for the ones that do reps, but you do talk about the no reps, and I'm sure everyone's going to go, it's no rep, it's Ian. I'm just going to no rep Ian because at some point he said mine were no rep.
That is probably true. So it's so hard it is the target. It's the target. I just really struggle. And I can blame a wrist and I will blame a wrist, but
that was actually giving you a bit of, he was a bit uncomfortable on that with trying to throw the wall ball up with your wrist. But I did say to you just after, I was like, you need to work on your wall balls, Ian.
Absolutely need to work on my wall balls. And I will say, anyone out there who doesn't practice wall balls with a target, practice wall balls with a target. You need to have that consistency of hitting it because there is nothing that hurts more than doing a perfect squat and it not counting.
Yeah. I need to practice my wall balls, I think.
Yeah. No, you definitely do.
Both of you practice your wall balls and your lunges.
I wonder what the worst ever time for wall balls is. I'm curious.
I'm hoping we actually get a morning start, Ian. Oh, but talking about all this though, you've laid down the gauntlet with Kieran and Will, and did they knock a 125 out?
They did, but unfortunately there was a problem with their timing chips. I've spoken to High Rocks, and theirs was actually 225. There was just a slight problem with their timing chip, I believe. You're gonna have to take my word for it. And the fact that they started at 9 o'clock and finished at 10:30 has no effect. It was a 2-hour 25. I've checked it. We will get it updated, Alan. I think we can just about manage that. Maybe we'll see. But officially confirmed. I'm sorry to Will and Kieran that you're finding out like this. 225. What can I say? Before we let Carrie go, can we find out a little bit about how your race went, generally how your day went, Carrie? Because we don't know when you're next going to be on here.
No. So the day of High Rocks, the weekend of High Rocks was very busy for me. So I didn't even have rest day prior to it. I was moving with my mother-in-law on a Saturday. And then Sunday, what did I do Sunday? Sunday morning, I had to take my son to a party and then made our travel down. We left here just after lunchtime, travelled down to London, down to the XL, got there for about 4 o'clock. Managed to see the end of Dina and Tom's race, which was amazing. I always love watching them two race. And then it was pretty much get some food on board ready for our race and make sure I was hydrated enough as well.
And you were indeed. And after the race, we had a bit of fun too, didn't we?
Yeah, we did. We found a secret bar, didn't we, Ian?
Alan, there was a bar.
A secret bar in London.
Yeah, in High Rocks.
Yeah, in the Thunderdome. Have you watched the Thunderdome, Alan? As in, have you watched the our live stream back yet and seen this massive structure where all the spectators were?
Yes.
Yeah. On the top of there, someone accidentally left some beers, so we gave them a good home.
Oh, result, a secret bar.
Yeah, literally a secret bar.
Yeah, I think they were meant for some of the sponsors there, but there was no sponsors, and all the gyms who were up there had left. So it was easier for the High Rock staff to carry down empty bottles than it was full bottles.
Cool. Yeah, Ian, you're doing them a favour. You were doing them a favour, both of you.
We absolutely were. Kerry, what have you got planned next? What's your next races? What are you up to?
So obviously found out that I'll be doing Manchester mixed doubles with someone from the gym today, ironically. So I'll be doing that. Don't know their running pace yet, so we'll have to go back to the drawing board with that and find out what's what. Then next year I'll probably be doing a couple of DECA events. Quite like the DECA, DECA Strong. There's talk of going over to Madrid to do that in the summer. So yeah, that's it for now.
Okay, so DECA in Madrid is amazing, absolutely amazing. Also, I'm going to ask, because you'll probably have to leave soon, because you mentioned before you popped into the pub that you've got an early start. Where can people find you on these socials if they want to send you emails of congratulations or I'm really, really sorry you got stuck with Ian?
So I am on Facebook, Kerry Eccles, and I am on Instagram, Physique with Kerry. And I also work at RLF in Cheltenham as well with Kieran Parkinson and a few others on the team as well.
It's RLF Gym?
Real Life Fitness.
Real Life Fitness, cool. So I presume you can do in-person stuff there. Do you do anything online or is it just in person?
In person, I can do online coaching if needed or requested. That's something I can do separately. But work is generally just in the gym.
Perfect. Alan, before we let Kerry leave the pub, do you have any more burning questions, Kerry?
No, I don't think I do.
I've got one question.
I've got one actually.
What do I need to work on that's going to have to carry in? So what's the one thing I need to work on that you can't do? Is it the wall balls?
One or two.
Two. Don't sell lunges because lunges.
Lunges and wall balls.
That's it. Yeah, I know we're going to be that. My two nemesis too. So we're going to be fine until we get to them, Ian.
If we were to just go back to the start and do the ski erg and the sled push again, they'd just let us finish.
I don't think they will, mate. I don't think that's how it works, is it?
Oh, probably not. Kerry, you had a question.
I do. I was going to ask how Alan feels now after speaking, how he feels about racing with you.
I'm looking forward to it. I have been all along, so IROX is not my cup of tea. I'm going to say it's not my cup of tea. I'm more an endurance runner, so fast things like that is not my cup of tea. Hence, when I went straight into pro, didn't mess about with any age group or anything, wanted to give it a proper try. I struggled on the lunges, did me, and that's purely because my hamstrings are too short. I think that stretching down.
Too much sitting down.
Yeah, they are. Because I just run, I don't do anything else really. So I've been training on the lunges. Hopefully, I'm going to get past them. But it's the knee to floor. I really struggle with that knee to floor because I'm quite tall. I'm fine if I go literally 3 inches above the floor. I'm fine. But that last 3 inches, just standing back up from there, just really takes its toll. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. It's different, isn't it? IROX for me is different. It's a whole new challenge, and
I think sometimes you just got to take it and enjoy it and go with the flow. and see what happens on the day. And you just can't compare two races to each other because they're completely different.
Yeah.
Just have
I'm
fun.
really looking forward to it. I'm really looking forward to it. And it's all about having fun. It's all about getting there and having fun
Exactly.
and completing my first one. So, yeah.
Yeah.
So thank you. Thank you for joining us, Kerry.
That's okay.
Appreciate you coming on and giving me some tips on what I need to learn. I think what I'm going to do is I'm trying to find him another partner.
Are you going to sub in with Kerry's partner and tell whoever she's doing mixed with that he's now doing men's pro doubles, and you'll run around with Kerry because Kerry's an excellent partner. She could really get you through this.
That's exactly what I'm going to do, but I wasn't going to tell you.
Sounds about right. Oh dear. Right, I'm going to say goodbye, Kerry, and speak to you soon.
Awesome. Thanks
Cheers,
for having
Kerry.
me.
Thank
Guys.
you.
Thank you.
Kerry was brilliant.
Oh, she was, yeah. She was absolutely spot on. And then now I know what I need to do. Get another partner. Guaranteed.
Absolutely. But it's good news about us only needing to get 225 now, isn't it?
It is, yeah. I like that. 225. I'm sure we can get close to that. If we can't beat it, we'll be 226 or 227.
Exactly. I think we can. Right, Alan, you were going to say something?
I was going to say, let's get rid of some more High Rock stuff. Not get rid of, but let's announce a few more High Rock stuff, because there's always stuff going up in High Rock's world and Deca World and that. What's happening, Ian?
This coming weekend, it's High Rock's Major over in Stockholm. So this is another opportunity to watch the Elite 15 on, I was saying the big screen, but it depends how big your telly is. It's on YouTube. I believe the races are going to be either 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock in Stockholm. So minus an hour on that because they're an hour ahead. So it's 7 or 8 over here for the first one. But we will put something on the UK.HXR Instagram just to confirm when it is. So that's that. London Olympic ticket on sale, Alan. These were on pre-sale only, and this is for the 3-day event in the bank holiday weekend in May. And within 4 or 5 hours, the male open, followed by the male pro, promptly sold out.
Oh, wow. Wow. Amazing.
And in fact, sold out so quickly that High Rocks hadn't actually had the opportunity to send out the volunteer course for all the volunteers who volunteered at London.
Oh, so what are they going to do? Are they going to open it up for volunteers? Because we talked about it all the week, didn't we?
But good news, they must have rustled round the sofa a little bit, because as we're recording this, they managed to release a fair few more tickets. So all volunteers who wanted to do male pro or male open managed to book on, I believe.
Disaster averted.
Disaster averted. So well done to High Rocks. Not quite sure what they reconfigured to do that, but whatever they did, well done. Evidently, it's getting even more popular that even High Rocks can't predict it.
Yeah. Do you think we talked about IROX diversifying and going a little bit different, like maybe endurance? Do you think that you're going to fetch one out for kids next?
I believe that Mintra has put on her Instagram story that a kids race is probably being thought about. I would say for me, I'd probably do it with as little weight as possible and a lot of body weight exercises.
Yeah, 1K runs.
1K runs followed by
not 1K. So 1 lap runs. I mean, 1 lap runs.
1 lap. Actually, no. To make up for the lack of sled push, I think it should be a 5K each time. Let's turn into a load of ultra runners. No, you're right. Maybe 1 lap, so maybe 500 meter. Make it 4K in total. I think that would be fair enough. And yeah, let's see what we do. I guess some of the exercises they could probably scale down with some light weight. So maybe farmers carry they could do with I don't know 2-pound dumbbells or something like that.
Yeah, weightless lunges, things like that.
Yeah, weightless walking lunges would be quite cool. I think we should probably give a shout out as well, Alan, to one of the youngest people to take on High Rocks this weekend, Libby Joyce with Jack Carpenter. And Libby carried Jack round the course. Well done, Libby.
Awesome. Well, Libby carries everyone around the way. She's a phenomenal athlete. Been speaking to her this week, so news coming on that in the next coming weeks. But yeah.
Also, might as well give some more shout out. Shout out to Mike Nolan and Claire Simpson. Mike, I think, got PBs in both mixed doubles and the pro. So well done to Mike this weekend. Well done to the intern. Well done to Will and to Kieran for your 225. I knew you could do it, guys. Well done on that. And there were so many stories, Alan, that I'm going to tell people, go and listen to this week's Fitness Racing podcast. We cover a lot on there.
Like it, Ian, like it. Should we go back to a bit of OCR?
Yeah, let's mention the 3K series. Let's have a little bit of an apology corner because I'd completely forgot that this was a thing. But if you check on Instagram, there is a 3K OCR series.
Yeah, we have got Nuts. According to this, when I look on it, it's got Nuts Challenge on 2nd of March and also 7th of September are going to be on it. And I do believe Tartan Warrior is currently on it as well.
Yeah, it looks like they are. I will say, Alan, I don't see any indication here that it's with Boss because it's got a different logo, but they are following Boss on Instagram. So I'm going to presume it is also Boss authorized and teaming up with that. It looks like the Nuts Challenge is going to be part of it too. And Rumble Fitness is going to provide a time trial as well.
Yeah, it's looking pretty good at the moment. I don't think there's a lot of thing on the rules on it, though. I haven't seen a lot of thing on the rules of it, but interested to see what's going to happen points-wise and stuff like that. I hope, in some ways, Ian, that they look at our point system and go with it, and our point system for the UKOCR series. It's been adopted by the Scottish series, and it'd be great if we all could play with the same point system. And, I mean, take this from me, guys, who was doing it. Feel free to plagiarise it, use it, whatever. Because if we all had the same point system for every event like this in the UK, every OCR event in the UK, that's only got to be a good thing for the athletes to be able to understand it.
No, exactly. And if you're looking at it and you're thinking, well, actually, you should make these tweaks to the point series, then get in touch. What we've always done when it came to points is we've kept it simple, haven't we?
Exactly. We didn't want to be saying this race is worth more points and that race is worth more points and divide it by 35 and times it by 20. It's a straight up, wherever you finish, this is their points. So, which is good. And then the endurance series as well. You know, that's started now. That's been launched this week. So we've got quite a lot of OCR races coming up.
We do. And it's great news because as well as that, you have the Spartan series, which technically is a pro series again this year.
Ian, the racing in OCR is pretty cool. Can I give a quick update on Overload Fitness Farmyard Jam as well?
Of course you can. Give us a quick note on that.
So the obstacles that we do, Ian, you know, last year it was if you failed one, you had to do 6 burpees, whichever one you failed. This year, we're going to have something slightly different. So we're going to have 10 functional fitness exercises, as in not with machines and things like that, but literally sit-ups, press-ups. So, I mean, you name something for me and, you know, you can choose one, and I'll let you choose one. If someone can't fail something, what can they do?
You want me to think of something live on air?
Yes, live on air. I'm sure you've got something in your head which would be a killer for people.
Let's go with hand release push-ups, Alan, because some people can't do a regular push-up. You have to do it on your knees. Everyone can do a hand release push-up because it's basically the bottom part of the burpee. So let's go with hands release push-ups. I'll let you decide the number based on the obstacle. And can I just clarify here, Alan, that in theory, you're going to have 10 obstacles, 10 workout stations, and the competitor can kind of pick a lane. So if they want to go with nothing but workout stations, they can do that. If they want to do obstacles, they can do that. But if they fail any, they do the corresponding fitness station.
Exactly. And then they can go back to obstacles if they want to. So let's just say the first obstacle, I think the first one's been traditional being a cargo net crawl. We've had it the last 2 years. So we might have a nice, easy functional fitness thing. But if they want to do the functional fitness and then go the second obstacle, which whatever it be, they could do that. They could choose a lane. Don't forget, there's also the penalty loop as well, the 1 mile penalty loop. So it's like an option of 3. So you're going to run your 5K and then get an option of 3 choices in. What are you going to do?
Will be tough. I presume what we're going to do is the fitness lane should, in theory, take more people longer to complete than the obstacle lane if you're reasonably competent at obstacles.
That has always been the case. That's why we have a 1 mile run, because the 1 mile run should always take you longer than doing the obstacles, and the fitness lane should take you longer as well. So, but we're not going to change any of the times. The timings are still going to be right. So you've got a 1 mile, you've got your 5K run, you've got 1 hour to do that run, plus the obstacles or the fitness challenges or the extra 1 mile.
Perfect. It sounds good, Alan. And we should probably promote this a little bit on Fitness Racing Podcast as well, because I reckon, sorry, I'm losing my voice here. I'm so excited, listener, but I reckon we're going to have some people in the fitness racing community who want to give it a go. And we should remind people the format's slightly different this year.
Slightly different in that it goes a little bit later in the day. Is that what you're saying? It starts at 2 o'clock rather than 12?
Isn't it just a 24-hour this year?
Oh, sorry, yeah. Sorry, yeah. So it's going to alternate years. So alternate years like this year is going to be 24-hour because we're also putting Overload Run on. But then next year we will just be doing Farmyard Jam, which will be the big 48-hour one, which is the ultimate one. No one's managed to go 25 hours or over 25 hours yet. We had Tom DePlanter knock 25 hours out. We had a team do longer, but we've had no solo do over 25 hours, which is a big ask.
Can we just double check here that you can still enter as a team or you can enter individually?
Yes, there will still be teams and there will still be individuals in Farmyard. That is always going to be the case. The more the merrier. Come down and enjoy it. You pay the same price whether you run solo or whether you run as a team. But the same sentence as that, Ian, that is that some solos will drop out at 6 hours, whereas if you're in a team of two, you're going to get much longer. Because some people have said to me, it's not fair that we're running as a team of two and we're doing it alternately. Well, you've got more chance of doing 24 hours than you have as a solo. So it's
do you have to swap with a team of two, or is it just one of you has to do a loop at any one point?
One of you has to do a loop at any one point. So you can relay, or you can do 2 loops and then swap, or 3 loops and then swap. Same as a team. So a team of 4 can run 2 loops, then swap to someone, and someone might do 6 loops and someone might do 2 loops. It's whatever that team decides, as long as they're back. But bearing in mind, and this is the crucial part of it, if you don't get back within that hour, or there's none of your team on the start line for the next hour, it's a DQ for the whole team.
Okay, so they have to get back. You can't have someone starting whilst the other person is still on course, right? So they have to get back. What date is it again, Alan?
18th of May.
18th of May. Right. Could we get Kerry back in? I just want to see what she's doing mid-May.
I'll let you reach out to her and ask her. Before we go, Ian, because I think we're up to time and I don't want to talk about the race that shan't be mentioned too much, we have got the last ever race coming up. So should we play a bit of violin?
Yeah, in theory, this weekend, it's apparently March all over again because it is the last ever Deerstalker, which is a shame. I've done this race once. I know you've done it a couple of times. It's a great race. I feel really sorry for the community because of all the races I've done. This is one of the ones which the community really gets behind it, even though it's late at night. When you're running into the village, they're all there helping you, geeing you on. So I do feel sorry for this community. And you know what else I'm scared of, Alan?
Go on.
The forecast is snow.
So it could be postponed again till March, is what we're saying, because this is what happened in March. It snowed, it'll postpone till now. We could get snow, we could get postponed till now. Oh, it could go on for years, this, Ian.
Go on for as long as mine and your wall balls are going to take in Manchester.
Oh, Ian. And on that note, I'm going to lock up.
Okay, Alan, I'm going to say it's goodbye from me.
And listeners, it's a goodbye from me. Thank you for listening once again. It is up on Facebook, Instagram, everything else. Oh, one last thing. We have got a new Patreon, Ian. I forgot to mention Lewis Stevens. Thank you, Lewis, for joining Patreon. Tonight, you have joined as well while we were live on air.
Perfect. Oh, Alan, one final thing. Can I give a shout out? I'm going to get the name wrong probably. So reach out after I've got the name wrong, and we'll do an apology corner next week, but you'll know who I am. I want to say it was Rachel, but it might not have been. But she was working on the backdrop at High Rocks, and she helped us out because the intern needed her asthma spray. So she helped out grabbing her bag while the intern was running round. So thank you so much. I know you're an avid listener. You're one of Team Grit, so you're one of Sean Camp's students. So thank you so much, and good luck at your next race.
Well, good call in, good shout out. Thank you, everyone. You take care. You stay safe. We'll speak soon. Bye.